Before we begin, ask yourself, what if every person you meet is wearing a mask? What if understanding that mask gives you the power not just to protect yourself, but to lead, persuade, and rise? Subscribe now to Philosophical Pulse and stay until the end, because what you'll discover in the final 3 minutes could change how you see everyone around you forever. If you skip ahead, you'll miss the moment that ties it all together. So settle in. Let's go deep. The theater of human nature. Every day, we walk onto a stage. Not one with curtains or applause, but a psychological stage, filled with actors. Some play the confident leader. Others perform as victims. Some hide behind smiles. Some speak in riddles. But they all want something, and most don't want you to see what it really is. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance political strategist, wasn't a man of illusions. He believed power came not just from strategy, but from the vision to see through people. He knew masks were everywhere. And more importantly, he knew how to remove them. What you're about to learn are 14 psychological tactics. Not tricks, not games, but surgical tools for piercing the human facade. Tactic 1. Observe the unseen interaction. Don't judge a person by how they treat you. Judge them by how they treat those they believe are irrelevant. The barista, the janitor, the delivery driver, the intern. Machiavelli believed power tests the soul, and when someone assumes they're too powerful to be judged, their real self emerges. Kindness without social reward? That's character. Disdain toward the powerless? That's a future threat in disguise. Want to read someone? Watch how they treat those who can't defend or reward them. If you've already seen this play out in real life, drop a comment below. Who surprised you with how they treated invisible people? And if you're gaining value already, hit subscribe to Philosophical Pulse, because this rabbit hole goes far deeper. Tactic 2. Let silence do the talking. Words are easy. Silence is hard. People don't fear your silence. They fear what it reflects. When you go quiet, they feel the void and try to fill it. That's when the truth slips out. Their insecurities, their motives, their need to impress you. Speak less. Hold longer pauses. Watch them scramble to fill it. The mask cracks in the quiet. Silence, Machiavelli would say, is not weakness, it's pressure. And under pressure, people reveal their operating system. Tactic 3. Remove all benefits, then watch. Stop giving. Don't offer praise, validation, or perks. Just be present. Emotionally neutral. Most people function on transactional energy. When you remove your value, you expose their intentions. Do they withdraw? Their kindness was conditional. Do they chase harder? They crave approval. Do they remain steady? They might be rare and powerful. Machiavelli understood. What people do when there's nothing to gain reveals everything they've been hiding. Ever tried this in your own relationships? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to Philosophical Pulse and share this video if it's resonating. Someone in your circle needs this insight. Tactic 4. Break the script. Charming people are often reading from a rehearsed script. Compliments, humility, even vulnerability. It can be an act. So, interrupt the performance. Ask unexpected questions. Stay silent when they expect laughter. Question their flattery. Disrupt their tempo. Why? Because performance needs rhythm. Break the rhythm, and you break the mask. That awkward moment afterward, that's them without the script. That's who you're really dealing with. Tactic 5. Test loyalty with a subtle no. Loyalty isn't proven in comfort. It's revealed in denial. Say no to something small. Withdraw briefly. Let disappointment settle in. And watch. Do they criticize, gossip, pull away, or do they remain respectful, consistent? Machiavelli believed a single denied favor could expose the true scale of someone's allegiance. Small rejections reveal big truths. Tactic 6. Track their attention, not their words. Words lie. Attention doesn't. When someone speaks, don't just listen. Watch where their eyes and focus go. Who do they admire? Who do they ignore? Do they mimic the powerful? Do they dismiss those with no status? Do they fidget, check their phone, or subtly scan the room while talking to you? Their eyes will always follow what they want most. Status, validation, power, escape. Start paying attention to attention. Comment below with a time someone's focus told you more than their words ever did. And keep watching, because the next tactic might be the most dangerous one of all. Subscribe to Philosophical Pulse if you haven't already. Tactic 7. Invent a flaw and watch the response. Reveal a weakness, but make it fake. Say something like, "I tend to be overly trusting," or "I used to be bad at confrontation." These aren't real flaws, they're controlled leaks. But how the other person reacts, that's the truth. Do they exploit it later? Mock it? Weaponize it? Then you've met a manipulator. Do they ignore it respectfully? They're cautious, maybe even honorable. Do they reveal a vulnerability of their own? They crave connection. You just gave them a mirror, and how they react tells you everything about their relationship with weakness. Tactic 8. Make them wait. Delay your response. Postpone plans. Be vague, even unbothered. Why? Because impatience reveals entitlement. Text back late. Arrive slowly. Make them feel momentarily unprioritized. Do they guilt trip you? Panic? Get passive-aggressive? Then they believe they're owed something, and that makes them fragile. Machiavelli knew this well. The impatient are the first to betray you when they don't get their way. But those who remain calm in delay, they're the ones who can be trusted with pressure. What's your tolerance for uncertainty? Drop a comment. And make sure you're subscribed to Philosophical Pulse. We're only halfway through the surface layer. Soon, we'll uncover the strategic battlefield Machiavelli truly mastered. Tactic 9. Discover who they imitate. Everyone has a hero. A person they copy, whether it's their tone, dress, mindset, or mannerisms. And that imitation is a blueprint of who they're trying to become. If they mimic the powerful, they're chasing control. If they mimic the glamorous, they want admiration. If they mimic the virtuous, they want moral high ground. Ask yourself, who do they remind me of? Because the image they're echoing was chosen for a reason. Tactic 10. Trigger envy. Then watch the micro-reaction. Mention something positive. A compliment someone gave you. A win you recently had. Then watch. Do they tighten their smile? Redirect the conversation? Diminish the achievement? That's envy. And Machiavelli knew envy doesn't announce itself. It flickers in a glance. It flickers in silence. And it always precedes sabotage. Those who envy you will never admit it, but their body language confesses before their lips can lie. Tactic 11. Ask what they hate. Then listen closely. What a person loves is often a persona. But what they hate, that's raw. Ask, what traits do you dislike in others? Or what behavior annoys you most? And listen, not to the words, but to the projection. Those who hate arrogance often hide it. Those who condemn dishonesty often practice it. Those who hate weakness fear being seen as weak. Hatred, Machiavelli believed, is often confession in disguise. Try this tonight. Ask someone what they despise in others, then reverse engineer their answer. Comment below if the projection theory plays out. And make sure you're locked in with Philosophical Pulse, because now we're approaching deep water. Tactic 12. Follow the eyes. The human eye is a traitor. It flees when emotion hits. When shame or guilt or fear bubbles up, the gaze collapses. Mention a charged topic. Regret, money, power, past mistakes. And then watch. Do the eyes dart, twitch, or lower? Eyes don't lie, they escape. And the moment they break contact, you've touched a nerve that words would never reveal. Tactic 13. Mirror them. Subtly, strategically. This is where the power flips. Until now, you've been reading them. But now, you become their mirror. Match their tone. Echo their posture. Reflect their tempo. Gently. Why? Because people are most disarmed when they see themselves in you. If they're confident, match it. If they're meek, echo it. If they shift after you mirror them, they were performing. Because authentic people don't panic when they see themselves. Performers do. If you've ever mirrored someone and watched them transform, tell us in the comments. And if not, try it this week. You'll be shocked. Don't forget to hit subscribe, because the last tactic might be Machiavelli's sharpest weapon. Tactic 14. Disarm with respect before you cut with truth. Most people expect judgment, so they come armed with excuses, defenses, filters. But Machiavelli's brilliance was in leading with admiration. Compliment something real. Acknowledge a strength. Create safety. Then, ask the surgical question. Examples. You seem confident. When did you learn to fake that confidence? You're great at reading people. How do you feel when someone reads you back? You seem calm. What's the storm you're hiding? Respect opens the gates. But the question, that breaks the mask. And people, oddly enough, are most honest when they feel seen and safe. Direct hit transition to strategic warfare, deeper layer begins. Now you know how to read people psychologically, but reading isn't enough. Machiavelli didn't study people just to understand them. He studied them to gain influence without revealing his hand. To see their faults, and either protect himself, motivate them, or disarm them quietly. He didn't play fair. He played smart. Let us know which tactic hit you hardest so far, and if you're not already subscribed to Philosophical Pulse, do it now. Because what we're about to enter isn't observation. It's manipulation in silence. Try this tonight. Ask someone what they despise in others, then reverse engineer their answer. Comment below if the projection theory plays out. And make sure you're locked in with Philosophical Pulse, because now we're approaching deep water. Tactic 12. Follow the eyes. The human eye is a traitor. It flees when emotion hits. When shame or guilt or fear bubbles up, the gaze collapses. Mention a charged topic. Regret, money, power, past mistakes. And then watch. Do the eyes dart, twitch, or lower? Eyes don't lie, they escape. And the moment they break contact, you've touched a nerve that words would never reveal. Tactic 13. Mirror them. Subtly, strategically. This is where the power flips. Until now, you've been reading them. But now, you become their mirror. Match their tone. Echo their posture. Reflect their tempo. Gently. Why? Because people are most disarmed when they see themselves in you. If they're confident, match it. If they're meek, echo it. If they shift after you mirror them, they were performing. Because authentic people don't panic when they see themselves. Performers do. If you've ever mirrored someone and watched them transform, tell us in the comments. And if not, try it this week. You'll be shocked. Don't forget to hit subscribe, because the last tactic might be Machiavelli's sharpest weapon. Tactic 14. Disarm with respect before you cut with truth. Most people expect judgment, so they come armed with excuses, defenses, filters. But Machiavelli's brilliance was in leading with admiration. Compliment something real. Acknowledge a strength. Create safety. Then, ask the surgical question. Examples. You seem confident. When did you learn to fake that confidence? You're great at reading people. How do you feel when someone reads you back? You seem calm. What's the storm you're hiding? Respect opens the gates. But the question that breaks the mask. And people, oddly enough, are most honest when they feel seen and safe. Direct hit transition to strategic warfare. Deeper layer begins. Now you know how to read people psychologically, but reading isn't enough. Machiavelli didn't study people just to understand them. He studied them to gain influence without revealing his hand, to see their faults, and either protect himself, motivate them, or disarm them quietly. He didn't play fair. He played smart. Let us know which tactic hit you hardest so far, and if you're not already subscribed to Philosophical Pulse, do it now. Because what we're about to enter isn't observation. It's manipulation in silence. Strategic warfare begins. Profiling and silent influence. Strategic layer. Why Machiavelli never just observed, he categorized. Machiavelli wasn't content with simply understanding people. He went further. He profiled them, not with judgment, not with labels, but with silent mental maps. Because once you can identify someone's archetype, you no longer have to guess how they'll act. You can predict it. And the greatest part? He never told them. Because if someone knows you've figured them out, they'll shift again. So Machiavelli categorized, but kept the truth to himself. He let people walk into their patterns while he stood at a distance, calculating. Tactic 15. Profile archetypes silently. Here are 4 high-risk profiles Machiavelli would mentally tag, without ever speaking a word. Magnifying glass tilted left, the masked pleaser. They crave approval, wear charm like armor, and break the moment you stop applauding. They can be loyal, but only when validated. Withdraw praise, and they often turn resentful, sarcastic, or manipulative. Control with intermittent validation. Never rely on consistency. Man climbing the silent climber. They flatter, they serve, they nod, but their eyes are always scanning power vacuums. They seem like allies, until your status drops. Control with measured distance. Never ignore. Ambition hidden behind humility. Brain the fragile genius. Brilliant, creative, insightful, but unstable. They crack under pressure, overthink praise, and collapse at criticism. Use with emotional management. Never confuse. Talent with stability. Loudspeaker the loud defender. They justify. They explain. They overreact. Always a reason. Always a story. But underneath, often guilt, shame, or a secret mistake. Watch their words, but trust their reactions more. Seen any of these archetypes in your life? Comment below which one you've encountered, or which one you may have been yourself. And subscribe to Philosophical Pulse, because in the final 10 minutes, we explore the invisible signal that reveals more than all 14 tactics combined. Tactic 16. Deny them, and watch their soul react. This is the ultimate litmus test. Say no. Deny them something small. A favor. A compliment. A chance. Then, watch them. Do they attack, guilt trip, withdraw, or spread negativity? Or do they remain composed, understanding, respectful? Machiavelli said, "You never truly know someone until they feel denied." How a person handles rejection is the most unfiltered mirror of their emotional control. And for those who can't handle it, that's your warning. Tactic 17. Read their use of power, even small power. Give someone an inch of authority, and you'll see how they'd behave if they ruled the world. Promote them. Let them manage something minor. Let them be in charge of something low risk. Then observe. Do they become tyrants? Do they seek control? Do they lead with kindness, or use it to coerce. Machiavelli knew, the drunk, the angry, and the newly powerful all speak the truth, without realizing it. Tactic 18. Listen to their compliments. They're often projections. When someone compliments you, listen closer. Often, they're not describing you. They're revealing what they value, or want. You're so independent, might mean they crave independence. You're intimidating, might mean they fear confrontation. You're so calm, might mean they're chaotic inside. Every compliment is a subconscious confession of what they wish they were, or what they're intimidated by in you. Tactic 19. Test their emotional pattern. People are not chaotic. They are patterns in disguise. Some people explode when corrected. Some withdraw. Some seek validation. Some chase conflict. The secret: watch what emotion they return to under pressure. That's their default operating system, and once you spot it, you'll always know what to expect when things break down. Machiavelli believed that consistency in failure reveals more than behavior in success. Tactic 20. Leave gaps in the narrative, then observe their need to fill them. People hate a void, so when you speak, hold back something. Let the silence hang. Leave a detail vague. Don't finish the story. Those who need control, they'll fill the gap. Those who seek validation, they'll rush to relate. Those who are uncomfortable with truth, they'll deflect. Machiavelli knew that silence creates tension, and in tension, true personalities emerge. This one tactic alone, leaving gaps, can be life-changing in business, dating, or negotiation. Try it. Then tell us what happened in the comments. And if you're still with us, make sure you're subscribed to Philosophical Pulse. We're moments away from the final message. Don't skip. It's what ties every tactic together. Clapperboard final message. The last mask is yours. You've learned how to read anyone. But here's the twist Machiavelli would never say aloud. The greatest deception is the one we use on ourselves. Reading others means nothing if you haven't first read your own mask. What do you hide when you speak? What traits do you condemn in others that live quietly in you? What version of you shows up when your status, ego, or comfort is threatened? Machiavelli didn't just read others. He read himself ruthlessly. Because once you drop your own mask, you can't be manipulated. You become the one watching, the one choosing, the one leading. Tell us in the comments, which of these 20 tactics will you try first? If you made it to the end, thank you. You now have the psychological playbook Machiavelli used to survive courts, power struggles, betrayals, and kings. And remember, there are two kinds of people in this world. Small blue diamond, those who wear masks. Small blue diamond, and those who can see right through them. If this video made you see people differently, then subscribe to Philosophical Pulse. Share it with someone who needs to stop getting played. And always remember, power begins where illusion ends. Before you go, what should we explore next? Drop a comment below and tell us which philosophical figure, strategy, or power dynamic you want us to break down in the next video. Your ideas shape this channel, and we just might feature your suggestion in the next upload.